Hello, welcome to my broadcast and my channel, lovely people of God. If today is your first time, you're highly welcome. God bless you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That will notify you whenever a new broadcast comes up. So my name is Sister Philomena, the Weeping Prophet. You're welcome once again. So today I will be treating a topic which I feel like there is a need to explain. And that topic is, why did God kill Uzzah, an innocent man who was only trying to help steady the Ark of the Covenant? And then in connection to the interpretation is, if you are quiet, you are aiding and abetting. So the chapter I will be using to send this message is the First Chronicles 13 from verse 9 to 10. So remember the topic I said. If you're quiet, you're aiding and abetting. And I will use the example of Uzzah, which the Lord killed as he was trying to steady the Ark of the Covenant. So, I was asked that question before during a fellowship. So, I answered it. But I try to put the answer also in record because I know some people may not know why. So, let me read First Chronicles 13, 9 to 10. As they came to the threshing place of Chidon, the oxen stumbled, and Uzzah stretched out his hand and took hold of the covenant bars. At once, the Lord became angry with Uzzah and killed him for touching the bars. You know, God is a merciful God, loving, perfect in all his ways. There are no mistakes in anything he does. For anything that happens on this earth, be it bad, good, or ugly, there is always a reason why it happened. And when thoroughly looked at, you will know that God is not at fault. Jesus in the book of John 6:35 says, I am the bread of life. Those who come to me will never be hungry. Those who believe in me will never be thirsty. Verse 37 now said, everyone whom my Father gives me will come to me. I will never turn away anyone who comes to me. In other words, Jesus is saying that he is the bread of life. Whoever that comes to him will never be hungry or not thirsty. But there is a but clause here. And this clause says, no one comes to me unless the Father draws him to him, meaning to Jesus. So, the mistake that caused the death of this innocent man, Uzzah, in the first book of Chronicles 13, 9 to 10 are. And when I'm listing it, it does not only apply to him. I brought the meaning, the interpretation closer to what is happening in our days so that you will understand it better. David did not separate religion from government. When it comes to the worship of God, you don't do it the way you want it. You do it the way God commanded us to do it. David consulted with his officers in command of unit instead of asking God's opinion through his prophets. If you give your approval And if it is the will of the Lord our God, let us send messengers to the priests and tell them to assemble here. You don't assume what God will like. No one knows the mind or the will of God. You only get to know when you ask the will of God. 3. No authority, no matter the position you have in the society, should moderate God's rules and regulations about how things should be done in the church or in connection to God. There are, 4 now said, there are so many hierarchies in so many churches floating like water on our earth. They are not called by God. They do so many things with the name of our God, but the truth is, our God don't know who they are. Then, number 5 point now says, church members are the reason why we have so many fake men of God in the world today. The Bible says, test all spirits. My brothers and sisters, give a loud shout out when things are going wrong. Don't be fooled with touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Paul challenged Peter on the case of the circumcisions of the Gentile. He admitted his mistakes and peace reigned. And the gospel of God got to the Gentile. You and I are included. So scream when things are not going on well. Get out of that church. Don't keep quiet. Scream until there is a change. Don't be pleased with evil. Don't tolerate evil. If you keep quiet, you are aiding and abetting evil. 6, now say, it is enough insult to present yourself before God and claim that He sent you. You are not sent by God just because you went to a seminary school or a theology school or ordained by a renowned pastor or bishop. If God didn't accept you, your dirty secrets will one day blow up to the extent that no carpet or even paint can cover it. 7 and says, if you're not worthy of communion, don't receive it. That is exactly the same here. Only the priest whose responsibilities are to carry the Ark of the Covenant should touch or carry it, and not in a cart, but carried by men. What does this mean? The meaning is, you don't need to say a word about who you are. The light of God in you speaks for itself. The Bible says the light cannot be hidden in darkness. When light comes, darkness runs away. When you have the light of God in you, when you are a man of God sent by God, you don't need to advertise yourself. God will do everything for you. 8. Fake men of God can preach. Yeah, so do the devil. They can do fake miracles, do charity work, and they will be praised. Men will be happy. It will be as if they are on the side of God. They give their followers what they want to hear and see. They do shows in the name of God. Little do people know that God is not with them. 9 and says, day of judgment is coming to all the fake men and women of God all over the world. God's judgment will come when you least expect it. God will strike you all dead, one after the other, for misleading His people. 10. The Lord's anger is on his people, people of God. This is time to look into your church and speak up to those things that are not done right. Ignore the hierarchies. The truth will set you free. Speak and save yourselves. Speak for the sake of your children. Speak and save your souls. 11. Most men of God know the truth about themselves more than anyone. Why can't you come out with the fact that the Spirit of God is no longer with you? Why do you still clown like an empty gong? Why do you still deceive your followers? 12. You did not abandon God like David did for 3 months, abandoning the art of God for 3 months before going back to do what he was supposed to do and then carry it. You left God completely out of your lives when you turned to evil dark powers to do miracles. You left God when you turned to his church. When you turn his church into a business shop. You left God when the daughters and the wives of your followers are not safe in your church. You left God when you made God to regret even bringing you into this world. You left God when you promote your master, the devil, with the name of God. But the blessings of God will remain with only those who love God and worship him in spirit and in truth. God bless you for listening. Please feel free and share this broadcast. Minister to anyone with this broadcast in order to save soul. Speak up. When you keep quiet, you are aiding and abetting. Children of God, speak up when things are not going the way it is supposed to go in your church. God bless you once again.